Sorry I haven't uploaded any videos about Hong Kong since I've been quite busy with my project and work, which also involves video and photography, and this content won't be online until I have a physical exhibition and screening of this project, which is more of a multimedia presentation. Anyway, I lived in Hong Kong for more than 7 months, and a lot of things have happened since then. I'm sure you've heard of the protest there, but I don't want to talk about that. For one thing, that's a very sensitive subject. Second, I'm a foreigner, so that's not my problem. That's the problem of the people of Hong Kong and mainland China. Anyway, my rule is not to discuss anything about politics or about religion, just because those are sensitive subjects, and that could lead to disagreement and could break friendship. So I just like to mind my own business. But on the other hand, I will talk about my experience living in Hong Kong. As you all know, Hong Kong is considered one of the most expensive cities to live in. I think I even read that it's number 1 in the world, and I think they are right about that. The apartments in Hong Kong are quite expensive and tiny compared to Los Angeles, where I came from. For the same price of rent, I can have a big apartment with 1 bedroom and pretty big living room, maybe even with a pool. But in Hong Kong, you get like a studio apartment, and really tiny studio apartment. And if you want to have a big apartment as big as your apartment in Los Angeles, that would cost you a lot of money for sure. Maybe around 4,000 US dollars. As for food, I think it's a little bit expensive over there, just because they import most of their food. They don't have a farm over there. Well, not that I know of. I mean, even though it's a big city, it does have nature, and I will talk about it later. So I assume most of their food are imported from other countries, and probably some from mainland China. Other stuff such as clothes, depends where you go. If you go to like a designer store, of course, it's going to be very expensive. But if you go to like a local store, especially in a working class neighborhood, then it won't be too expensive. But on the other hand, if you go to places like H&M and other famous brands, such as Levi's or Gap, then the prices are almost the same as in the US. As for electronic items, it also depends on what you buy and where you buy it. There were times when I had to buy from Amazon because it's cheaper from Amazon rather than buying it from a store in Hong Kong. Even though the product is made in China, just think about that. Well, the best part is that there's no sales tax here. As for the quality of life here, I do love Hong Kong a lot. I think it's a great city, but I think it's a lot more stressful. It's understandable since it's expensive to live here. So everyone's busy trying to make money. But one thing that's great about Hong Kong is that it's not all city. It has a great nature. You can go to the mountain. They got a lot of mountains here, and you can go to the islands. They also have the beach. Of course, it's not the same as in Thailand, but it's good enough. And being a person who loves to go hiking, I found out that there are lots of hiking trails here. And the mountains here, I mean, just the view, I mean, you won't believe it, especially the peak. You know, you can see the skyline from above, and it's great. I mean, Hong Kong has the most skyscrapers in the world. I think only New York City comes second. I love the public transportation here too. It's very convenient. They got the subway, MRT, the double-decker bus, the minibus, the trams, and the taxi. The taxi is not even that expensive compared to the prices in the US. Definitely don't need a car here. A car here is more like a luxury. As for the restaurants, you know, they have so many restaurants here, mostly Chinese, but they have a lot of foreign restaurants here too. But they're mostly concentrated in the city center, like Kowloon and Hong Kong Island. When I was in Hong Kong, I never cooked. I ate out most of the time. So it can be quite expensive. But then again, I was told that it's quite expensive to cook your own food too. And being a photographer, filmmaker, and a writer, I'm kind of an artist. So I like the art scene in Hong Kong. It's really great. I've been to some exhibitions, and they're very artistic. You know, for sure, if you're an artistic kind of person, or you just like arts, this place is a great place for you too. They even have movie theaters here that do exhibitions of like foreign films and like, you know, not so mainstream films, like independent films, you know, cult films, and it's really great, you know. And I became a member of one of those, I guess, movie clubs. Oh, I forgot to mention about the ferry boats when I talked about the public transportation here. The ferry boats are great. You know, I think they're the least expensive transportation to take. You know, to go from like Kowloon to Hong Kong Island, or from Hong Kong Island to Kowloon. And you can also take the. They also have boats. Well, more like speedboats that go to the different islands in the city. And I will talk about those islands on my other videos. Anyway, for now, I have to go. Just enjoy this video, the rest of the video. And I'll have more videos edited and uploaded about Hong Kong later. Because I shot a lot of videos and pictures while I was in Hong Kong. And there are still a lot of things to talk about this city. Thank you, and